Hello folks, and welcome to part 2 of Speedrun Explained Black Mesa 2021 edition. In this video, I will cover chapter 2 and 3, Anomalous Materials and Unforeseen Consequences. So, let's go into it. You start the game, go to chapter 2. We don't play chapter 1 because it's just a 7-minute long tram ride with no player inputs. Press play, new game. Timer starts when it's done loading. And we go, right?
Morning, Mr. Freeman.
Right? Wrong.
Looks like you're running late.
Well, partly wrong. You can obviously continue playing like this, but there's a trick you can do at the very beginning of the run. And when I say the very beginning of the run, I mean literally the very beginning of the run. In fact, it's the first frame, or more precisely the first tick of the game. And what you can do is a trick called first tick save load, and it means precisely what it sounds like. You make a save load at the very first tick of the game, and what that does is it resets the map to its default state as seen in the Hammer level editor. What this means for us on this map is that the elevator at the end of the map will be at the bottom of the shaft rather than at the top of the shaft, which means we don't have to ride it, which saves about 10 seconds of time. So now, how do we actually do that? Well, first, I recommend you make a save here. Call it start, for example, just so it's clear. I'm not gonna do it because I already have one. And so once you load your start save,
Looks like you're running late.
what you can do is you can do a save delete to reset the run. And now at the latter part of the loading screen, you want to press your save load key, and that makes the thing. So let me do that one more time, and you can pay attention to the keyboard inputs. I press the save delete, and in the latter, oh, I missed it. Press save delete, and in the latter part of the loading screen, I press the save load button. Of course, the length of the loading screen depends on your hardware, so you need to do a bit of practice and tipping at first, but eventually, once you get the timing, it's quite easy to perform. And now you can tell that you did it because Barney disappears. Now you can continue playing the level. So let me just get rid of the timer because we don't need it anymore. Okay, we're back. Now we have to wait for Invisible Barney to open this door, because even though he's not here, he still has to open the door. And you can jump through this door at the very moment it starts opening, and you don't have to wait for the graphical representation of the wall of the doors to actually open. That's because the collision is not perfectly aligned with the model. And same with this door. It doesn't save much time, like barely any, but it's a nice little cool thing you can do. Now some nice movement through these hallways, which you surely practiced. And we want to get the suit, which is right here. And you want to do a save load when you pick up the suit. This is because it prevents annoying bug, which happens if you finish the map too quickly while the suit load up sequence is still going. Then your health counter or ammo counter can disappear, which is pretty annoying. Right now, going out, I like to grab this book, and I will use this book to teleport an NPC, specifically the guard here that opens the door. I will slam the book on his head, and if I slam it just right, it will teleport him to his destination. Here is the elevator that got moved down by the first tick save load. So the doors are closed, you open them with this button, and now you fall down and press this button to transition the map. Now we're in the second map, some more hallways here. These ones are pretty wide, so they're nice to jump through. And here is the Kleiner cutscene. And we can skip this in the no void clip category, so I'll show off that first. What you want to do is you want to go into this table under sort of angle, and when you can't move any forwards, you get stuck. Now the reason why you get stuck is unknown, it's just the desk is weird. Once you get stuck, you start save loading, And because of a source mechanic, save loading while stuck will move you downwards through the floor.
Sample down to the test chamber.
And see, I'm here and I skipped it. Now it's important that you walk into this trigger, otherwise you will get soft lock when you meet that guard there. So you want to go into this, and now
Oh, there you are.
this guard speaks and works as normal, and you can go in here. Now I'll go through it without clipping, because there's still a little trick you can do.
There you are. Nice of you to finally join us. Right. Come on then. I'll walk you down.
You want to stand here near the door, and you want to block him with the trash bin.
Eli has been busy making last-minute preparations for the new experiment.
Because otherwise he likes to stand in the doorway like that, and you can't pass. Now you just use the elevator, because there's an invisible wall here. Actually, I can show you the invisible wall. There it is.
Good morning.
So you have to use the elevator here.
I'm glad you're here. These last-minute changes.
By Becquerel's ghost.
Oh, there you are. Everybody's been looking for you, hombre.
Now here's another cutscene, and this one we actually can't skip, so I'll just fast forward the video till they stop talking.
Yes, but with
Okay, so the test chamber doors are opening. You can do the test chamber. In here, you have to go up here, press the button. This is normal gameplay.
Testing.
There's no way to skip the test chamber that we know of currently.
Everything seems to be in order.
That way we can bring the anti-mass spectrometer to 80% and hold it there until the carrier arrives.
So after you press the button, you want to climb down and wait here to get the card. You can also practice some sliding in here. There's some uneven terrain and a circular room, so it's pretty decent for sliding training. If you get annoyed by the screen shade, just jump when he says that. And now the screen is not shaking. Now that we have the cart, push it in as fast as possible. And now I recommend that you stand right here and not move anymore. That's because if you do some silly things in the test chamber, you can actually die. For example, something can fall on your head, or if you are sort of strangely mid-air at the moment that the game teleports you to Zen, then you'll get launched off into great heights randomly and die from fall damage. So just stand here, it'll save you some dead runs. Welcome to Unforeseen Consequences. We start off with a little slide to press this button as fast as possible. And when it opens, there's gonna be a hallway with the falling computer. You can take this extra health if you want to, but it's not really necessary. Best way to jump through this is to stop sliding for a bit, stand up and do a standing crouching jump. And after that, it's actually game stops for a bit because there's another cutscene. Point of this cutscene is that Eli walks from here to the scanner, and you could teleport him by smacking him on the head with this, or maybe this works as well, but this is more consistent from my experience. But actually doesn't save any time, because his dialogue is so long that before he says everything, you can teleport him and he will stand here and keep speaking. Before he says everything, he actually just walks here by himself. So teleporting him can give you some swag points, but doesn't actually save anything.
Can't afford to waste time. You'll need me for the retinal scanner. I'm certain the rest of the science team will help you along the way. And for God's sake, keep that suit on until you're in the clear. You hear me?
Yeah. So this is the beam section. I like to stand here because that way they cannot hurt you. And after the third one, just stand here. And when it opens, go through. Doesn't matter if you take a bit of damage. Go through the flame like that. Just auto jump, and now more sliding. Ideally slide through the window like that. And then grab the item and make sure to jump. Because if you don't jump, then chances are you'll slide right through and fall down the elevator shaft. So I recommend you always jump before you crash open the window. And now this ladder. And on this ladder, what you want to do is some ladder speeding. What ladder speeding is, it's a way to climb the elevator faster, like this. So what you see is I hold forward and I spam Control and E, which means crouch, and use key. I switch between them. And the reason why you want to do this here is because there's a little clip brush in here that blocks you from exiting the map. It wasn't there before because I waited too long. But if you do the ladder speeding, you can sometimes skip through it. So on the next map, it's just pure movement, so do sliding if you can, or bunny hopping if you don't. Go through it as smoothly as possible. Go into this vent and take the crowbar. And now this opens after a while, so the strategy I know is I backpedal a bit and then jump through it as it opens. This door is on a cycle, so sometimes it just slams right in your face. If you're not sure about the timing, you can just wait for it, and because it can kill you. Let me show you. Yeah, that can happen. So don't worry to play it a bit safe, at least in the beginning. And now slamming this into that. Take some HP. But you don't really need it unless you got really low during the zombie section. If you got stuck and they hit you. Going to this elevator shaft, and now a bit more waiting. Now just hold spacebar to get out of the elevator as quickly as possible. Jump through here, and there are some barnacles here, so what I like to do is take one of these barrels as I go, throw it, and then take this barrel on the floor and sort of shove it on the floor to get into this barnacle, and then you can walk around this one. You can go through with just one barrel, but it's less consistent. There's the G-Man, and you want to jump up to him and go over the railing, but before you do that, we actually want to go here and hit a trigger that makes the hound eye go up. Now, and you're up here. One thing to consider is that this prop can move, so if you mess up, it can fall over. So make sure you always jump on it while manually crouched, so that it doesn't fall down. Second valve is up here. And the hound eye that you released likes to go up here and can sometimes give you a boost. Yeah, like that. But it's not a strategy, it's just completely random. Sometimes he fucks you over. Now this section, I was actually ahead of myself. So in this section, the way you move through it smoothly is you hold to the left wall. So here the left wall, you jump over the head crab and then jump over the barrel. Now you're in the sewers, and the road is through here. You can jump around them like this, but it takes a bit too much precision for my taste, so I just jump into him and kill him with the crowbar, it's fine. But now these three, best way in my opinion is to slide through there. It's basically like surfing. Just hold crouch and the side button. Then when you pull this valve, water starts rising. What you want to go is go here, crouch, and when the water is high enough, so you can shark from the water and get the ladder, and that saves you a tiny bit of time. So now we get to C1A1D, and this is the first map where we want to do a save delete. But to do a save delete, you actually first need to do a save load, because if you don't do that, you will actually appear on the previous map and the save delete won't work. But now that I did a save load, I can press the save delete button and I have my weapons. Now, you will notice that I cannot walk immediately after the save delete. And so to counteract that, what we do actually is we do a save load as soon as we get into the level, and that disables the animation of setting the things up. And another thing that we actually do to save time on save deletes is that we actually do the first save load and then we press the save delete button in the latter portion of the loading screen. It's the same principle as the first stick save load that we did on the previous chapter. So what an actual proper save delete looks like is press the save load button, in the latter half press the save delete button, and then as soon as you see the game, press the save load button again. And ideally, a save load done like that should only cost you half a second. And you can pay attention to life split when you do this. Anyway, back to the speedrun. Route through this map is through this vent. And here is a slope section. The fastest way to go through the slope section is to go forward, sideways, and spam jump inputs. Here, without a slope, you just wall strafe. She's doing the same without the jumping. And that's the fastest. You can get up to 200 UPS that way. Now comes the infamous Akira elevator. And this is a section which can give a lot of people problems. The fastest way to go through here is to jump down and do this. And the way this works is there's a pipe right here. And this, what you want to do is you want to hit this pipe at a slight angle, and that will launch you up like this. It doesn't matter which side you can do this from. Right, so you can set up near this wall and then strafe a bit. That was too much strafing. The angle was too big. You can set up here, do a slight strafe, and do it like that, or you can then press the button. Or you can do it from the other side, approaching into the corner, like this. Now, if you're having troubles with that, there are some safety strats you can do. You can take this barrel, throw it so it's flat, press the button, pick the barrel up, and then when you come out of the water, oh, nice, that was lucky. But you take the barrel and you place it against the pipe here, and you jump on it like that. Oh, wow. Right, so do not let go of it, do not place it down, just look downwards a bit and spam your scroll wheel and you will jump up the barrel. And the other strat you can do is you can surf along this wall, but stop. And what you want to do here is you want to pay attention to the leftmost position in the show pause. If I can pause, it's this one. And if it says 0.00 or 0.01, then you're in the right place. And so you don't want to come in too hot, because right here you just stand. And what happens here is there's a teeny tiny clip brush here. It's literally a pixel wide. Let me jump down and show you. So you can see the tip there, and it's really narrow. It's really just 1 pixel, and it's sloped here. So that's why it's wider down here and why you can't really get on top of it very good. But it is possible if you're really precise. And that's probably the safest way. Although I like the barrel a lot. Anyway, now that you've gone past the Akira elevator, you can continue. There's a hound eye here. I recommend you shoot the explosives to kill him, because he likes to knock you off these pipes. And after you've killed him, jump down here, and there's the level transition trigger. Coming up is the first utilization of a trick we call quantum pause, which is what the bind is for. This bind. And as you can see, what it does is it pauses you mid-air, but the rest of the world keeps moving. As you can see, the head crabs are still moving, bull squid is still killing it. And the way we abuse this is that we take a grenade, hold it with E, jump, and let it explode. And when it explodes, we unpause the game, and we keep the velocity we gain from it. So let me do that again. If you're doing this properly quickly, you would maybe cook the grenade already here, pick it up, run forwards and jump and unpause. And the moment when you want to unpause is when you pass this medkit and you make it nicely over here, and you're gonna keep the velocity. Now enter the elevator, press the button, and that's Unforeseen Consequences, and that's it for this video. And next time we'll do Office Complex and We've Got Hostiles.